okay. I'm really getting to know you for the first time right now.
I know.
This
me
is
too.
my first time meeting you.
It's such a weird first time because we're
IRL.
both like, we're just like both kind of like, oh, this is real life and let's see how each other are. But
Right?
we're in an interview. Like, you're interviewing me.
Is this how people should meet always?
I think so, on a podcast.
Yeah, the first time you're gonna meet, we need to record it. We need to make sure we can.
We need video and audio evidence that everyone was cool.
And so, us getting to know each other. I'm gonna ask the question I always ask: if you were a kitchen appliance, it could be electric or not. Okay. What kitchen appliance would you be? You know, it could be anything in the kitchen. If you want to be a broom that's in the closet of a kitchen,
okay,
I'll allow that space.
Okay. The way you set it up was so dramatic. It was like, all right, we're going to ask this question. We ask everybody.
We ask the intense questions here, okay?
I was like, oh my God, what is it? Okay, kitchen appliance. Ooh, okay. I think I would be the freezer.
Okay.
Okay,
cold-blooded. Okay, Aurora, the motherfucking freezer.
Yeah,
right?
I think I'd be the freezer because I am a little cold.
Okay,
but people need me.
Yeah. I like that.
I think so. I don't know.
That.
Without reading into it, without much thought, that was the first thing my brain went to.
No, that's good. Yes, you can be good, but people need, and we do need the freezer. We need ice.
Have you gone to like a hotel or like someone's and they don't have a freezer and you're like, where are you?
All we needed was ice.
Where is all the good stuff?
Yeah.
Where's all the ice cream?
In the freezer.
The meats.
Yeah.
The ice.
The curly fries.
The curly fries.
Yep.
Everything you need is in the freezer. Jeez. And yeah, it's a little chilly and it's dark. There's no light in there.
Yeah.
Right? I'm soulless.
Yeah.
Right? The freezer.
There we go. I even use the freezer for my dog's treats.
That's what
I put Bernie's carrots, soak them in broth, and then I put them in the freezer. Oh my gosh.
Makes the best
Humans
treats.
and dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, girl. Everybody needs me.
My
man and my motherfucking dog.
I was like a little nervous to say freezer because I was like, that's like really cold. But I was like, you know what? People have told me I'm blunt and that I come off real strong. So I'm like, I guess that's what it is.
What does that feel like as a woman being called blunt?
It feels like really annoying.
Do you feel like people mean to say bitch?
Yeah.
They say blunt.
Yeah, they're like, you're really...
such a blunt.
Because I found, and I literally was talking to a comic about it last weekend, and he was like, well, give me an example. And I go, okay, well, recently a comic asked me, well, what do you think about me applying to this festival that was it's like a bigger festival? And I looked at them and I was like, well, you know, it's really good to apply to festivals even if you think you're not ready, because then they can see you grow over time.
What a politically correct answer, though.
And the comic looked at me and was like, that's the black mama in you, honey. That's the black. And I was like, is it? Oh, my God. Because it's like blunt and honest, but I wasn't straight up like, you're not ready. But it's like, you should. I encourage everyone to apply to every festival. Yeah. But like, I don't think you're going to get in. But I don't say that.
Yeah. And who knows? Like, maybe they will. And that's why you didn't say, I don't think you're going to get in. You said you should give it a shot, and maybe, you know, they'll see you grow, and if they do get in, you're like, fuck, good for them.
So cold, but you needed to hear it.
Yeah.
You needed it.
Like
a freezer.
You know what? I'll take it. Okay. I'll remember that about our friendship moving forward. Because I'm so fucking sensitive. You said you needed tissue because you're going to make me cry. I got excited. I was like, yes, we're going to cry. I love fucking crying. We're finally going to cry on the show.
Don't get me wrong. I'm also a crier. Sometimes that freezer shuts off and everything starts to kind of melt out of it. I'm right there, okay?
No, that's good to know. I always feel like once I know which people in my life are blunt, you know, of course I'm that friend that's sometimes like, you know, but then also I'm like, this is a chance for me to grow and try to maybe accept this. Yeah. From friends. So, you know, I do appreciate my new therapist. She's a 55-year-old black woman. She gives me Issa Rae when she's 55.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's my therapist now. And she tell it like it is, honey. She'd be like, bop, bop, bop. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
We need that.
So now I have to talk to my friends that actually cater to those things that I'm like, I got to cheat on my therapist so I can talk to somebody else. That makes me feel because I know what she's giving me is good advice, but sometimes I need a little bit of this.
Yeah, a little bit of like cushion.
Yeah, she's like, no, we're going to fix it. And this is how we fix it. I'm like, okay, you're right. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna be a star.
You know what I recently read, and when I say recently read, I mean saw on TikTok,
Yeah.
is that if you're in a space where you don't feel like you can tell your friend the honest truth,
Yeah.
then you're not in a space to grow.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind, because if you can't like be on, like, obviously, like that situation, I can't just be like, you're not going to make it into this festival.
Yeah.
Because what do I know?
Yeah.
All the things, right? I don't
Yeah.
know. You could do it and then make it. I don't know. But if I don't have the freedom to tell somebody that, then we're both not growing in that situation. Like, then they hear that and they go, okay, well, maybe I should apply, and then maybe they get in. Great. Maybe I don't get in. But the next year they don't get they apply again. They learned, they got better. We grew, right?
I think that's a really exciting thing to do with friends.
Yeah.
Like growing, like I love my long-term friends and I'm like, wow, did you just, that's some real, like I remember 2008 you would have never done that.
Right?
And look at fucking you.
Yeah.
And it's like nice. It's like, look at us. But then I guess going into friendships now, at least in my 30s, I'm realizing that some friends don't allow that space. And I'm really hitting a point where it's like, wow, I really have to understand who are my real friends that nourish me, but also challenge me in beneficial ways. And then sometimes I'm like, fuck, why are my oldest friends the ones that I feel like could be the problem?
Cut 'em.
So it's hard. So I guess are you in your 30s? Or?
I'm 31.
Okay, so you are there.
Yeah, I'm
you
in
are
it.
there learning about your friends and shit. What are you feeling like?
I cut a lot of people out of my life.
Yeah, there's that freezer right there.
Yeah, that's the freezer part. But it wasn't
Get
always
that freezer burn.
They got the freezer burn, and I'm talking like blocked.
It's like, oh, I heard cranberry juice helps with that. No, I'm just kidding.
Just put a little aloe. I sent them a little aloe after. I was like, are you guys okay? No, I cut them. I had some really toxic friendships.
Yeah.
All through, like, some in high school, through my early 20s, got married. Then the pandemic happened, and that was like a really important, like, big time in my life to like sit back, reflect.
Yeah.
And I realized what you just said. These are friends that I was like, I want to be friends with them. So 40 years, I can be like, we've been friends for 40 years.
Yeah.
But then I was like, is that the only reason? Because every time I'm done talking to these group of girls, I feel worse about myself. I feel self-conscious. I'm tired. And then I started to notice, because you start to, like, in the pandemic, we started to hang out in pods, right? And so I had my pod, and I was like, God, when I hang out with these people, I feel energized, better, confident, inspired. Yeah. And I was like, why don't I feel like that with these girls? And I was like, because these girls are toxic. They're bringing me down. They're making me feel bad. And then I went to therapy, and I realized that they were a big source of my issues.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like it was a space where I could even talk to them about it.
I feel like that's something that's good that you're like sitting with it. And I feel like that's something all of us should do is after we hang out with someone, really like sit with how we feel after. Like, do you feel exhausted? Do you feel, I don't know, unmotivated or like
worse,
discouraged or bad about yourself?
And it's not even like it's not like my friends always have to be upbeat. I was hanging out with people who were going through things too. Yeah. And like, in a sense, it would be like draining, but not in a way that was like, I left and I was like, oh God, I need to decompress. Yeah. It was like, it was growing, and that was the difference. Hanging out with friends that we're both challenging each other, and then we grow at the end of the situation, versus friends that are literally just tearing me down and making me feel worse about myself. Being bullies, honestly, like just being straight bullies, like making fun of the clothes I would choose to wear, the jewelry. They would be like, oh, that's gaudy, whatever. And I'm like, but in my culture, like in my household growing up, Haitian, Indian, like, we're colorful. We like diamonds. We like things to shine and sparkle, because that's a reflection of how we feel about life. Yeah. And they didn't respect that. Yeah. They would use derogatory terms towards that, and it just would make me feel shitty. Then when I cut them off, my comedy career got like way better. Oh my gosh, there you go. You remove the toxins out of things. You remove the weeds out of your garden. And then you were like, look at all this space for shit to grow. Exactly. Because I started going on stage, I'd wear more sparkles. I'd wear more makeup. I'd be more confident. I'd be louder. I just because I'm louder. That's
Yeah.
like we're loud. You know how like when you're with your Indian family, people are talking, laughing, dancing, music.
Yeah.
Right.
You're always learning how to have a conversation over music. That is like that life.
Yes. Yes. So I started to become more of me, and I started to realize people around me that were supportive of me being me.
Yeah.
And then I got funnier. I got more myself, more confident. So cut them.
I love that part of the 30s. Outside of getting rid of shitty people in your life, understanding boundaries with people is really feeling yourself. You know, getting into your own vibe.
Yeah. And that's not without saying there's a mourning too, right? Like
of course.
There's like
there's a grieving period.
Absolutely. And I'm still working through that. Like I saw a group of them like hanging out together on social media through a mutual friends post because like I said, I blocked all of them. And that hurt. It did hurt. It kind of like triggered me in a sense. So I know that it's still something I'm mourning and like working through. But at the end of the day, I'm like, God, I am so much stronger and better and more colorful without them. And that's what I try and like remind myself when I like get in that little, cloud of like, what did I do?
Reminiscing or maybe missing as we do. It's easy to remember the good times and, mourn. There you go. Yeah.
So we're mourning. We're better, but we're still mourning, and it's just like a human reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a really healthy way of looking at it.
I try, man.
Yeah, that's good. You're not that cold. Look at you. So you mentioned, which is another thing I really wanted to talk about. So you're Haitian and Indian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. My
that's really progressive for back in the day, I will say.
I know. My mom has a thing for Indian men.
Okay.
She like loves.
She's fetishizing our men. Okay. I like it. See it in the reverse. I like that. Indian men need to be sexualized more. Good for your mom.
Yes.
She's fucking progressive. Okay, she's ahead of Hollywood. They're just getting it in with Kumail Nanjiani being
telling you, right? And I see pictures of my mom and dad from the past. I'm like, they were a hot couple.
Okay.
Are you kidding? Like, oh, yes. But yeah, my mom is from Haiti, immigrated when she was 16 to the East Coast, like Northeast. And then my dad is Punjabi. And they met in Sacramento at like a birthday party.
What? The state capital where the diversity is.
Right.
That's great.
I mean, besides Kamala Harris, I don't.
Yeah, right.
I don't know many other like Black and Indian.
Many
people.
other Blindians, right? They're the Blindian community is growing, but I think there's just a lot of, if I'm honest, I think there's a lot of racism within Indian culture against the Black community.
Yeah,
and so I think that's what makes it hard for Indians that are trying to break free because of the stigmatization, and then it's like a threat of like you being broken off from your family when you're a collectivistic culture. So it's like the threat of that. So then you sacrifice sometimes true love for that. But now people are getting empowered. Now people are saying, look, mom, okay, if you want to be a part of my life, you're going to have to deal with this. And moms are like, oh my God, I don't want to lose my kid. Okay. Okay, let's go to E40 concert. Like whatever. I will learn your culture. It's like, okay, mom, good.
And then they do, and they're like, oh, this is okay.
Right?
This is fun.
Right?
E40, let's go. It's so good.
My God, that was a pretty old name drop.
No, he's come back around. He got kicked out of
He got kicked out of the game, right?
Yeah.
Why was she yelling at him? He was getting heckled by a Karen or something?
I don't know. I just saw it on the news. That's what I do when I'm in hotels. I just watch the news.
I'm hoping she was just like saying the lyrics. I'm hoping she was just like, Jesus Christ, that dread, so shake 'em.
She was like this close to saying the N-word, and everyone's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, Karen.
They're like, E40, you need to leave before she starts saying it, all right?
Yeah, no, I agree though. I do think that there is some racism just because of white people coming in and telling everyone that being dark was bad.
And then Indian people always are trying to impress the colonizer.
Always.
Indian people, I've noticed that even though they've left, Indian people still always want to be like sucking up to the whiteness, Are we white enough? Is our car? Is our dog? Is our house? Is our lawn? Everything is like trying to fit whiteness, and that's why they also take on those racist ways of thinking. So
it's unfortunate.
Super happy for you and your mom and your dad for just sticking it to the man.
Yeah, I wonder what my dad was thinking. I wonder, because my dad is very light.
Yeah,
like he is like, if you took away his Indian features, he would be like
Oh,
an
wow.
Italian man, maybe like
Wow.
very, very fair skin for
And
an
what's your
Indian.
mom's skin tone?
Like maybe a little darker than mine.
Okay.
Yeah. So like she looks black, but she's
Okay.
not like dark. She's not like dark. She's just like right in the middle.
She's not like, like South Indians, Bengalis. Sometimes there can be like really dark hues of black and like, and I guess I'm only asking because I'm wondering when you mention your dad's light skin and you mention your mom's skin tone, how do Haitian people perceive skin tone? Because I know your dad being lighter for Indians is a privilege.
Right.
And so for Haitians, like having African descent, a lot of people in Haiti and blackness being very prevalent, what do they feel about dark skin?
They love it. Yeah, Haitians love dark skin.
Good.
But when you leave Haiti, it's not so much when because I've been to Haiti multiple times.
Great.
And everyone is pretty much like my mom's or darker skin tone. But when you leave Haiti, it's very well understood that we are all colors of the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
So Haitians are like pretty accepting of all skin types. Like there's no like stigma of like your skin color.
Yeah.
It's more of your features. It's more of the features part of it. So that's where it comes like, so like when I go to Haiti, people follow me in the streets and stare at me because they're like, I've never seen anyone that looks like you. And I'm like, I'm Haitian. And they're like, no, you're not.
Do you feel like they're exclusionary towards you when you're there?
No.
Okay,
Haitian
awesome.
people, and I do feel this about the Indian culture too, but Haitian people are the most like accepting, loving people you'll ever meet in your life. Like,
I feel like that's a Caribbean vibe too.
It is. It's like you're my brother, you're my sister, come
colorful
on family.
Here and on the out.
Yes, in your heart, in your soul, in your mind. Like Haitians are just like love, 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 love until you fuck with one, and then it's game over. Like it's done. A freezer. It's the
we
freezer
all
mentality.
heard about what you did, and now freezer burn.
Freezer burn. Exactly. It is like you are done, and they will like they won't just like be like you're done. They'll like curse you.
Yeah.
They'll be like I hope that you don't have success for you and your family and your children and your children's children.
Yeah.
Like it goes deep because they're so accepting. They're like, we let you into our home. How could you do this to me? So it's like it's a very weird dynamic. But as far as like not feeling like welcomed into either one, my Indian family is very welcoming. So that might be why my mom and dad got together, because my close family in Sacramento is very like, oh yeah, they're kind of like Haitians. They're just like, come on in, we have food, don't leave hungry.
That's amazing.
All these things. So it's when I go out or like when I'm performing and I like announce myself as being Indian and Haitian, I have people who are of African American descent or whatever, and they come up and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you were black. Like, you're Haitian. Like, are you really Haitian?" And that part kind of like it kind of hurts a little bit because I'm like, I was raised by my mom. My dad was not really around because he's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Which we kind of talked about before, but that's like the most Indian thing about him.
Yeah, right?
He's like...
That's very Indian that he's an alcoholic.
He's an alcoholic and had another family in India. So like
So you did get to experience having an Indian dad.
We experienced the culture. But my mom raised me mostly on her own. So my cultural upbringing is more Haitian, more of like that Haitian, like black community. Like that's where I was raised in. But I'm more Indian presenting. Yeah.
And your name.
And my name is
Singh.
Aurora Singh.
Yeah.
So it's very confusing to other people. And I'm like, it's confusing to you? Imagine how I feel. Okay? I went to St. Ignatius in Sacramento. That is an all-white school. I am so confused. Like, who do I talk to? Where do I belong? Do the white people accept me? Nah.
Are your parents religious? Does your mom have a religious background?
Yeah, my mom is a Carmelite, which is the closest you can be to being a nun without like swearing off dick.
Wait. Oh my God. So your mom's a Carmelite and has a PhD?
Yeah. Yeah.
And decided to not swear off the dick.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. She's like, no. I'll learn all that shit. I'll get my spiritual shit on. But I ain't swearing off
I'm
that
not
dick.
swearing off that. Come on.
That's crazy.
God put that on that planet for us to enjoy.
There you go. Okay, mom. Okay.
No, my mom's a badass. Yeah.
So then you went to a Catholic school, though.
I went to Catholic school
Okay.
because she practices Catholicism. She's very involved in the church. She still is involved with St. Ignatius, the church, and like all the religious things in Sacramento, and even like the East Coast. She like does stuff for the.
So do you go to events with her, and then do you
No.
stick out? Okay, I was wondering, do you stick out like a sore thumb in some of these events?
I mean, I stick out everywhere I go. I don't. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
I'm 250. I'm Indian presenting with dark skin. It's very. I cannot walk into a room and blend in. It's just not possible. And
Yeah.
plus, I dress like this. Like I'm wearing a zebra print,
Yeah.
mock neck. You know,
That's
like
good. Take up that space.
I take up all the space.
Good. Take it
you know?
all up.
It gets to the point now where I travel and I wear a hoodie because I find if I don't wear like a hoodie over my head and like a mask, people like want to talk to me and I'm
Yeah.
like, please leave me alone.
Let me just
Let me live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I just take up space, you know.
So I wonder, when you were younger then, it sounds like people are more accepting now and welcoming of like your diverse, identity vectors. But when we're younger, kids are assholes. And
Ugh.
so were you, I just behaved in ways that Indian girls weren't taught to behave. So I didn't feel like I fit in with the Indians. Did you feel that either with either of the groups that you belong with? Like, did you feel that when you were younger from them?
I did, and I'm so jealous that you speak the language. That is one thing I didn't. I grew up speaking English and only English because my mom and dad are from different backgrounds, so their common language was English. That's what they
Yeah.
spoke in the house, so that's what I grew up. And then like a little Spanish because we're in California,
Yeah.
right? So
And then also, Haiti is, I think, considered a Latin country also. It's one of the Latinos.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
let's just
So
like
now
confuse
you're
me
wow.
even more.
You're Latino.
I guess so. And someone told my friend who's Mexican told me that 2 years ago. He's like, Haiti's considered a Latin country, and I was like, oh my god, don't tell me that. I'm like having an entire identity like complex right now. What's happening?
I know, right?
God. But no, I'm so jealous you can speak the language. I did feel that growing up,
Yeah.
and I do feel that now as an adult.
Yeah.
Still, I feel like I really missed out because the Indian culture, the Punjabi culture, and the Haitian culture are both so rich
Yeah.
and beautiful, and I feel like I missed out learning a lot about both of them because even in high school, I remember there were girls that were getting ready to do like the Indian performances and dances and all that, and they're like, "Oh, Aurora, come do it," and I was like, "I gotta go to basketball practice." Like,
yeah.
it was just
Man, I didn't even have basketball practice. I was like, no.
no, so it's like I don't know. I did feel it growing up, but I also remember hanging out with like my Indian family
Yeah.
and them being like, okay, like let's go into the kitchen and cook. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go outside and play basketball with my boy cousins.
Yeah.
And so they all kind of looked at me funny for that, but still didn't make me feel like completely out, like an outcast. They were just like, oh, okay, I guess that's what Aurora does. Maybe because they were like, she's half Haitian, like maybe we just don't understand her.
Yeah.
But I just did always feel left out. And now when I meet, that was like it when I was a kid, right? Feeling left out of both cultures. I went to Haitian events, and not being able to speak the language or knowing how to compa was like a big problem.
Okay.
Do you know what compa is?
No.
Compa is like a dance. It's like a style of Haitian dance, and it's like you're very close and like in each other's personal space.
Is it the one where you look like you're almost humping?
Yes.
Okay. But
Yes.
like in the front.
Yes, and you do
Oh.
it with family members. It's like not a sexual
Okay,
thing.
Yeah.
It's just
because
a
that's
dance.
a culture. Yeah.
It's just a dance, and it's beautiful, and that's how they celebrate. But I didn't know how to do it, and it made me feel weird because I was told to assimilate to American culture because I'm American.
And that type of movement and stuff is like, whoa, I'm not used to this.
Exactly.
And also the Indian side coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Indian side's like, Bharatanatyam, we do not do that. Like
Indian side is like Indian culture dancing. I feel it's your hands are making the space. You're like, don't come. We're
our
doing
music
this.
is not like hump, and like Caribbean music is like bend it over, smack that ass. Hey, we're gonna break down all this like oppression that Indian people face. That's
Eat some good food, get your hump on. We're all
Wow.
family. We're all family.
That's now that I think about it, your parents, there's layers to the political work they were doing.
Yeah.
Because, like, not only are they breaking down racism, they're breaking down stigmatization of sexual expression with Indians.
Oh my God. Do you
Like,
think
you're,
they were thinking all this when they got married, or were they
yeah,
just like, you're hot, I'm hot, let's
not
go
to
make
make
a
it weird
baby?
for you, but your dad was like, I'm eating her pussy right now. I'm not going to let all this Indian shit fuck me up, you know? Good for your dad.
Yeah, good
Sorry
for
to make it weird. But it must be discussed. He
It
was
must
being
be.
political when he ate that pussy. Good for
Good
him.
job, parents. I'm proud of them. No, I'm really proud of them for that. But yeah, it was like it was just weird, always growing up like that and never feeling like I belonged at the Haitian events fully or the Indian events fully, and then being with the white community, I never felt like I could assimilate fully to that, even though I was told to assimilate. But then also, this is your culture, but also this is your culture, and I'm like, my head is spinning. I'm 8. Can I go to recess?
Yeah.
Like, it was like a lot to take in. And then now as an adult, I'm like, I meet Indian people and I just I love my cultures, and I just feel like I'm not fully accepted by either because I don't know all of the practices and traditions. Like, even my wedding, I did some of the Indian traditions and some of the Haitian traditions, but I felt bad that I wasn't able to speak more on either. Like
maybe slightly performative, because you're like, I want this to happen, so I'm performing it, but I wish I could be connected with that thing more.
Exactly. Like,
even though I speak the language, I would feel that too doing the Indian stuff, because I'm also pretty Americanized, so I have distance from that too. So I'm kind of like, I don't know what's.
Yeah, I did the bridal henna, and I was like, it's beautiful, but I didn't know enough for me to be like, this is why, and I also didn't do all the Indian traditions when it we do a whole week.
It's a lot,
right? I only did 2 days or something, and I didn't do all the traditions.
Oh, bad Indian.
I know, Indian. I'm a bad Indian woman.
You missed 3 whole events. That's 4 days of shit.
That was a lot of money I could have got too. People bring you gifts and stuff.
Right? Always. It's never enough though. It's like, man, it's $50. Your plate was $100.
I know, right?
But I wonder. So then, with Indian communities with blending in, I don't know if you felt this then, if you weren't as immersed in it. But did you ever feel? And I think about skin tone, and I'm only asking because you have Haitian, Black mixed in with Indian, which makes your skin tone darker. I experienced a lot of colorism when I was younger, of wearing lighter makeup or using those products that lighten your skin, because we want to be closer to the Anglo center. And I was always told kitni kali hogi, which means how black have you gotten, did you experience that, or do you feel like because you weren't as immersed in the Indian culture, you luckily didn't get to experience that type of colorism with Indians?
I didn't experience that.
Yeah.
I was very close. I am very close with my Indian side of the family.
Yeah.
But I never really got that. I really got that more about my size rather than my skin tone.
Oh yeah, they go hand in hand.
Yeah,
kitni moti hogi, kitni kali hogi, fat and dark, and you're like, oh my God, I'm never getting married, I guess. There you go. That's that Indian culture right there. You're getting the brunt of it right there.
Maybe my family just saw
sizes.
Yeah, maybe they saw the way that my dad was acting, and they're like, oh, that's ugly,
Yeah.
But it was more because I was athletically built.
Yeah.
So they were just like, wow, you're not that feminine, soft,
that little waist that can wear the top of the outfit, in your waist.
Just and so that's where I felt it. But really I was raised mostly by my mom. And in the Haitian culture, big is beautiful. Big means you're healthy. Big means you're rich, because if you are big, that means you can afford to eat a lot of food, right? So you're rich, you're healthy. The darker you are, the better. That means you're outside. You can relax. I didn't really feel any type of way. The only thing I did experience a lot with my mom was my whole life. She was like, you need to be softer.
I got that all the time.
Because you like you said, you're like, I'm louder, blah, blah. I'm like, that's how I was.
Right now, my voice is raspy today because yesterday I did a show and I was yelling the whole time because it's so loud. But yes, I have to be softer. I have to be demure.
You need to be nicer to the guys.
Because who's going to want to marry a loud ass cackler? Because I laugh.
And then my mom would always tell me, not everything needs to be everybody's business. And then I grew up and got a microphone. And I was like, I'm so sorry, Mom. Now it's everybody's business.
That's that Indian side in you. Okay.
Yes. So it's that's the only thing I really just the being softer part was the biggest thing that I experienced. Otherwise, it was
Yeah.
pretty fine.
I mean, but those are two huge things I think in Indian cultures. Are you performing femininity to the levels that we think, with your body size, with your volume, with your skin tone? And so, yeah, I stayed loud.
I stayed loud. There was another thing though, and this is different. This is the difference between, I think, Haitian culture as in Haiti versus Haitian culture being assimilating to American culture. So I went to Haiti with my mom and we went to church, and Haiti's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's very hot. So I was wearing a spaghetti strap.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was 12
Were you
years
getting
old.
the looks?
I wasn't getting the looks. I was getting kicked out of church.
Oh.
So I went up for communion and everyone started to lose their shit. People are screaming at me in Creole. I'm 12. People are screaming at
Was
me
it
in Creole.
inappropriate? I was thinking you were getting sexualized at a
No,
young age.
no, they were like, you can't come into the church. Like, they're all speaking Creole, right? But they're like, you can't come into the church like this. You got to get out. This is shameful for God. Like, all this stuff. And they kicked me and my mom out of church in Haiti. It's like, they're like, this is shameful to God. Like,
why are your shoulders shameful?
I don't know. Yeah, it's.
Do you have offensive tattoos on your shoulder when you were like? I was gonna say when you were 12, but you.
I only had like a few gang tattoos at 12 years
probably
old.
It.
So that might have been what it was. Maybe it wasn't
Yeah.
just my shoulders. I haven't been to Haiti since I was maybe 13, maybe
Okay.
14 years old. And I know right now Haiti's like considered a do not visit kind of country. But when I went, it was always more just like getting followed and stared at because I don't look Haitian. And most people who are in Haiti, like in Port-au-Prince, they don't leave. So they see Haitian. So when they see someone who looks like me and I'm with a bunch of Haitian people, they're like, who, what? It's, they're like confused. They're like short circuiting. But then I come to the United States and I meet Haitians that look like, I have cousins that look more like Japanese or Asian.
Everyone's getting mixed.
Yeah, everyone's just like fucking around with everyone, and I came out looking Indian.
Yeah.
Maybe the Haitian genes are just a little bit more weak than we'd like to pridefully
Maybe,
think.
everyone else is taking over because I don't know if I saw someone, I wouldn't be like, oh, they look Haitian. I don't know what Haitian looks like.
Haitian just looks black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, who's Haitian? Wyclef Jean is Haitian.
Okay.
You know, Shakira, that guy.
Yeah, the black guy.
Yeah.
I want to do what we do at the end, which is I ask everyone the same question.
What what bathroom appliance would we be? Got it.
Exactly. It's actually it's totally the opposite. You're going to be like, wow, that one was deep now. But no matter who, your partner, your friends, anybody in your life, how can someone better love you?
Oh my God, that is so deep. Okay.
Right? You thought in the beginning I was gonna hit you with some deep shit, but I said, look, I'm gonna fucking hit you at the end.
Better love me? How could somebody better love me?
You.
Oh man, accept me and embrace me and teach me. I think that's the best way to love me, because I have such a broad background and I'm so proud of where my family has come from and the cultures that have built who I am.
Yeah.
And so accepting the fact that maybe I am just prideful and not knowing of all of it, and then also be willing to teach me. So accepting me and be willing to teach me and accept the growth that I'm willing to put in and experience, because I love my cultures and I love who I am, and I can't change anything about who I am and where I come from.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Yeah. Haitian, Indian,
American.
Went to Catholic school.
Went to a super white college.
Latino.
Yeah, Latino apparently. Comedian, basketball player, all these things.
Right? Yeah.
So teach me, accept me, and love me. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks
I like
for
that
having
answer.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for doing this. That's it. Wait.
Oh.
Can you say your social medias, all of them, so everyone can find you?
Yes. At Aurora Singh Comedy. Aurora, like the Disney princess. Singh, like every Punjab you've ever met. And the word comedy. And if you can't spell comedy, please don't follow me.
There you go. All right. And what's the name of your podcast that you have with your husband? And say something about it real quick.
Okay,
too.
so my husband and I started a podcast called The Love and Comedy Podcast. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram, and we stream on all streaming platforms, YouTube, and everywhere that you listen to podcasts. We started it because my husband is also a stand-up comedian, and we are married, and we've been together in total 9 years. So when people find out that we're both comics and married, they're always asking us, oh my gosh, who's funnier? Do you guys write out together? We get the same questions over and over and over again.
So who's funnier?
So
no, I'm just kidding.
The answer is me, and he knows that. But we were like, you know what? People keep asking these questions, so it must be interesting. Let's talk about it. So we talk about pursuing love while pursuing comedy. Is it possible? Is it not possible? We interview comics about their dating life and their comedy life and find out if it's even possible, because having two comedians who are both at the same level and grinding at the same level and also be fully committed to each other is very rare in our industry.
Yeah.
So we decided to just put it out there, and it's been going really great. So listen to it if you can.
Yeah, listen to it. Follow Aurora on all the platforms that she mentioned, and thank you so much for everyone tuning in. Follow on Spotify and all the social medias for us too. And I always appreciate y'all tuning in, and use sunscreen and wash your butts.
Yes. Get a bidet.
Get a bidet. We about that bidet life.
Yes.
You can use it for your booty and up front,
Yes.
Okay.
Clean that booty hole.